So apparently, Sydney Sweeney is sending woke liberals into a massive meltdown as she shines in an American jeans ad and everything called Good Jeans. So Sydney Sweeney did a basic jeans ad and helped American Eagle gain over $400 million. Now, Sydney Sweeney didn't make a speech at all, didn't push a particular message, and didn't try to go viral. You see, but Sydney Sweeney just showed up, wore the product, and connected with people in a way that actually worked. And now, well, the same media voices who pushed failed woke ads are now attacking Sydney Sweeney for simply doing her job. Now, honestly, the campaign was clean. Sydney Sweeney just stands there, says, "My body's composition is determined by my genes," and winks at the camera wearing a pair of blue jeans. It's just a double meaning right there. One about genetics, one about denim, and that particular pun triggered the most deranged people on the internet, which are where the blue check marks immediately started calling the entire campaign white supremacist dog whistle. Now, basically, that's what we've come to. A woman who's an actress in jeans gets labeled dangerous for making a joke you'd find in a dad's Facebook post, basically. Now, as I said, there was no speech at all. There was no particular ideology being shared. It's just Sydney Sweeney didn't even speak out politically. You see, she just participated in a photo shoot that happened to be smart and cheeky. Now there's like a lot of grown adults out there claiming that she's a Yahtzee and putting out their Yahtzee propaganda. These people aren't just out of touch, they're emotionally unstable. They're accusing a jeans ad of just channeling Aryan supremacy because the model has blonde hair, apparently. And this is the same crowd that calls obesity empowering and male pageant contestants brave and stuff, not to mention saying that red hair people are black people. The backlash isn't even about Sweeney personally. It's about what she represents. Now, she's not apologizing, and she shouldn't, and she's not ashamed of being attractive, and she's not, playing along with the left's identity checklist. And for that alone, she's labeled a villain. Now, the people screaming online about that care about denim commercials or commercials and stuff. They don't care about those. They're panicking because Sweeney reminded corporate brands that they don't need to bend the knee. You see, they just need to go ahead and sell the product itself without insulting the customer, something that a lot of these companies, including entertainment giants, should know. But Sweeney didn't insult anyone. She didn't lecture the audience. She didn't even talk about privilege, climate, or even gender politics. She just simply showed up, wore the clothes, cracked a harmless joke, and the campaign exploded with success. Now, American Eagle hasn't even had this much attention in years, and the market responded instantly. You know what that tells us? People are starving for something normal again, okay? So Sweeney gave them that, and that's why the mob came for her, okay? But honestly, every time a brand embraces someone like Sydney Sweeney, well, the same tired playbook from the woke mob and stuff rolls out. They dig up old social media posts, can complain about her family, and scream about, some imaginary danger. Now, years ago, they freaked out because she posted a photo from her brother's birthday and someone was wearing a red hat. Now, it's a joke about jeans, but they can't even find real scandals. So the manufacturer outrage over things that no normal person cares about. Now, what they're really mad about is the effectiveness about this campaign. You see, Sydney Sweeney didn't need shock value, identity lectures, or even edgy politics. She just simply presented a clean, classic campaign, and it worked better than anything that the woke ad agencies have done in years. All those inclusive, progressive ad campaigns that flop, well, nobody watches them, at least anymore. Nobody buys the product, but Sydney Sweeney in a pair of jeans that actually got some results, and that's part of that's the part that they can't even stand. Now, the loudest critics online are actually calling this incel bait and accusing Sydney Sweeney of being a white supremacist tool. Now, one user out there said the Jeans campaign was modern day Yahtzee messaging. Now, these people look at Sydney Sweeney, a successful actress and stuff who avoids politics, and assume she must be evil. Not because of anything she's done, but because she's not begging for their approval. Okay. That's the entire game right there. Compliance or cancellation. Now, they don't want ads that work. They simply want ads that preach. They want every brand to sound like a campus diversity seminar. You see, Sweeney said no to that just by showing up and doing a straightforward campaign. And as usual, the mob couldn't handle it. The financial success of the campaign itself put their ideology on trial. It proved that basic marketing works better than activism. That's why they called it hate speech, and they have so much hatred towards it. The irony is that Sweeney didn't even say anything controversial. You see, her critics filled in the blanks themselves. They saw a confident woman in denim and assumed that it was a political attack. One viral post said a blue-eyed blonde with a pun about jeans. This is textbook Aryan signaling. That's how broken their brains are right now. Basically, if you're white and not miserable about it, they accuse you of being a certain German with the certain mustache. That's a standard now. Now, Sydney Sweeney became the lightning rod because she didn't play along. You see, she didn't show up in a pride flag. She didn't even apologize for her looks. She didn't speak in hashtags. You see, she just went out there and did a job, and because of that, Sydney Sweeney is being smeared as a symbol of evil. They call that equality. They call it justice, but what it really is insecurity. They hate that Sydney Sweeney doesn't need their script to go ahead and win. Now, the financial side of this story also matters because American Eagle saw its stock jump up by over 15% in one day, all from a short campaign featuring Sydney Sweeney. Now, no massive rebrand, no pandering slogans, just someone people actually wanting to see in the product itself. That right there is basically what the activists fear most, being exposed as irrelevant. Because when a campaign like this actually succeeds, well, it just shows that brands don't need them at all. You see, they've built their careers going ahead to convince the companies that just basically hiring activists is good for business. Now, Sydney Sweeney proved them wrong in just 48 hours. No focus groups, no TikTok influencers, just a Hollywood actress with wide appeal doing something visually sharp and culturally neutral. That's all it took. And it brought in more money than all the performative ad spots combined. Now, if you're the kind of person who makes a living off of woke consulting, that's a nightmare for you because once you go woke, you go broke. Now, people also forget how advertising used to work. Now, before every brand turned into a mini politician, they sold you things by making them look good. Sydney Sweeney bought that back. No message, no mission statement, just jeans, okay? Just appeal. That's what got them a $400 million return. That's what sent the woke crowd into a full meltdown mode because deep down, they just know that they've lost control of the narrative itself. Now, Sydney Sweeney never declared war on anyone. You see, she didn't even go looking for this, but the fact that she can show up, smile, and outperform every diversity campaign in a year makes her public enemy number one to the progressive media class. You see, they can't beat her, so they smear her. It's not just dishonest, but it's definitely pathetic. Now, the whole meltdown over denim ads tells you where their heads are and where their priorities are. Now, it's not just a win for American Eagle itself, it is definitely a cultural signal. You see, Sydney Sweeney showed that normal people are still out there. People who don't want everything politicized. The same people who are tired of being yelled at every time they try to buy something. She cut through all that noise without even saying a word. And that silence, It just made the loudest people furious. You see, they can't control someone who ignores them. All right. Now, Sydney Sweeney just reminded everyone that, well, you can succeed without selling out to woke politics. Okay. That's a little class, a little confidence, and a little humor still go a long way. And that in a world where everything is expected to be a statement, sometimes just, wearing jeans is just the boldest move that you can make. So let me know your thoughts about this in the comments below. Be sure to smash that like button, share the video far wide across social media. Be sure to smash the like button if you in the video, if you enjoyed sharing it. Subscribe to the channel, join the Discord server, and also turn on the bell for future uploads notifications. And I'll see you all in the next one. Until then, peace.